Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are in Revenant's Toll still, again, wherever, and let's just continue with the main quest. Welcome to Mobile Country. What to do, what to do. Ah, Serenia, maybe you can cut through this knot of ours. Revenant's Toll grows, yet does not prosper. We draw adventurers from far and wide, or rather, the elegant ruins draw them. So busy are they collecting tombstones and relics that they have no time for calls from the Adventurers Guild. I fear that many who come to the Toll have no sense that we are a guild. You visit Ravena's establishment, do you not? That's the kind of bustle and camaraderie I'd like to see at the guild. Now, tales of your daring do are certainly known to all. You have a genuine article, and I'd ask humbly for you to render some service to us in this matter. If you were to rid the wilds of a seedkin that threaten the Toll's expansion, it might inspire some fledgling guildmates to do the same. Those laboring on the outpost frontier are being harassed by morbulls coming through the tangle. I would have you help keep the workers safe by slaying them before they have a chance to leave their wretched homes. Once others see such a storied adventurer as you working to expand Revenant's Toll, they'll surely be inspired to do the same. Okay. So, be a good example to others, yeah? I guess we can do that. So, off into the tangle. Serenia, the Adventurers Guild has marked the completion of a request for aid, and honors your service. Already, the Toll buzzes with talk of your valiant excursion into the tangle. Not a few adventurers have chosen to help on the frontier. Know that the Scions will hear of your success. Just business as usual, right? Okay. So... I forgot to mention before, I received word from the guild that they've seen more adventurers take up job requests in the last few days than the past moon. I'm quick. But of course, one good turn leads to another, we hope. There's a job that might be too much for those who have expressed an interest. We'd like you to handle this one before an unprepared adventurer meets an untimely end. We received word from a scouting party which we sent to the Singing Shards that a group of Hapalids is making passage impossible. Someone needs to take care of them so the scouts can make progress. Not that I have no faith in the other volunteers, but I suspect few of them had stood against the Hapalid. Ignominy isn't something we can afford at the present. We have appearances to keep up if we are to maintain our growth after all, and a seasoned adventurer like you ought to know that a bad reputation's like bad breath. No one will ever speak frankly of what ails you. Nice comparison, I guess? Okay, off to the eastern part of Mordona. Here, where corrupted crystals are abundant, we fight these ogres? What happened? Ogres? Giants? Something along those lines they are supposed to be? Oh, there's a lightning sprite as well. Guess I pulled that one with my flame dive. Oh, I forgot the name of the attack. With flaming jump attack, I mean. Anyway, back to town. You return, and looking none worse for wear, I rejoice to remark. Your reputation precedes you again. The seventh heaven is abuzz with talk of your deeds. We've already signed up a score or more to answer further requests from the guild. Revenant's toll grows and prospers to the benefit of the guild and the Scions. Did I not tell you there's much magic in being prepared? I guess you did. Okay, more work. What is it, buddy? I can tell you how grateful we are to have you here. Now more than ever. We have a major crisis on our hands, you see. One which will demand your full attention for weeks, if not months. I'm sorry, Serenia, if you made any other plans, you just have to cancel them. You honestly believed me, didn't you? There's such a thing as being too long-suffering, you know? I feel we have overdone it with the errands necessary while we're there. A little bit, yeah. Anyway, your work here is done, and for the time being at least. Master Alvino has sent word that you are to report to him at the Waking Sands. I gather he wants to know how we've been getting on. Be sure to tell him how welcome we've made you feel, won't you? Yeah, so welcome you had chores for me, like I'm at home, right? Family and all that. Ah, Serenia, you returned. I trust they kept you busy in Revenant's toll. We have nary a moment's rest since you departed. Despite our best efforts, however, we've begun to fall behind. No matter, we shall soon make up the lost ground with you here to help us. Now, there are a number of packages which must needs be delivered to Revenant's toll as a matter of urgency. Don't give me that long-suffering look. I only require you to take them upstairs to Tataru. She will handle the rest. The packages are scattered about the halls, but each is clearly labeled, so you should have little trouble finding them. Now, if you will excuse me... Your report. Later. Okay. So one is here in the solar... You know, someone obviously took the time to label these packages. They could have carried them as well. Okay, where else? Luckily, the Waking Sands are not too big. And Papa Lima? Ah, you have Garuda hard mode. We deal with it another time. So, exit to Vesper Bay and right here around the corner. Ah, so much to do, so much to do. At this rate, we'll never get to Revenant's toll. Packages. Bless your heart, I had completely forgotten about those. Let me check the labels against my list. Oh, these are the last ones. Thank the 12th. It's almost... Oh dear. I did contact the courier, didn't I? It just so happens I had been meaning to contact you, Serenia. I have an important personal request, you see, which I couldn't possibly entrust to anyone else. Okay, and I get a minion and the giant staff weapons. Twistingly enough, those are made by alchemists. Preparing for the move is taking terrible toll on everyone's mental and physical well-being. People have been carrying on for days at a time with barely any food or drink, never mind rest. Some have been too busy to visit the privy, for God's sakes. I try to lift their spirit, but encouraging words simply aren't enough anymore. Given that nothing short of hitting them over the head with something heavy will persuade them to rest, my only remaining option is to try improving their diet. I know just how to do it too, with a special tonic proven to revive flagging spirits. But for that I require highland tea leaves, and the one merchant I know who sells them is completely out of stock. Harvesting them myself isn't an option either, as the plants only grow in Curthers, and I'm in no position to leave a waking sense at present. But you are Serenia, and since you now understand how important this is, you'll surely agree to assist me. I learned the recipe from an Ishgardian acquaintance of mine who serves at Camp Dragonhead. Matt Gustel is her name, and she'll know where to obtain highland tea leaves, I'm sure of it. Godspeed. And there we are in Curthers. Okay, Matt Gustel, where are you? Over here. Now, there's a face I shan't soon forget, not after all the chaos you left in your wake. It was for the best, of course, but still. Tataru sent you in search of highland tea leaves. Had you come but a few bells sooner, I'd have given you my remaining supply. Alas, you did not, and now I have none. Where did I acquire my stock? Menial, where else? He sells more than wines and spirits, after all. As ever, it's a pleasure to serve such an esteemed personage as yourself. Alas, I cannot furnish you with that which I do not have. I know not when my next shipment will arrive, but I fear it will not be soon. Assuming you cannot afford to wait, might I humbly suggest that you consider harvesting the leaves yourself? If you travel to Boulder Down and scour the riverbanks, you should have no trouble finding the plants. The real challenge will be keeping the local fauna at bay while you set about picking the tea. But what are mere beasts to the brave adventurer who fought at Lord Orchefon's side? He's not wrong, so let's go to Boulder Down at the other end of the Curthern Central Highlands. All the level 40 something mobs here. Wait, I pulled. Come, stupid mud puppy. Okay, they are growing the highland tea leaves. Ah, pulled another one. Those bees are aggressive. And more tea. Where's my tea? Down there. What's their presence? Biased. Too biased. But be prepared to fight, yeah? When you pick your team. Well, at least we can say to Tataru we got it fresh. As fresh as it gets. But enough, I cut the rest out, okay? And we're back. I'm at my wits' end, Serenia. This tonic is for Scion's only hope. Without it, I don't know what will become of us. Please, you have to find those leaves. Yep, got them. Here we go. You brought them. You really brought them. Thank you so much. There's no time to waste. I shall begin brewing without delay. A dollop of honey, a fresh sprig of mint, aloe extract just so. A tincture of tea, but no more than a hint. A bow to my beloved bow. Nix, ice and flan fresh ground to a pest. Fresh ogre offal for... Ah! The news! I knew I was forgetting something. Ill tidings, Serenia. As ill as can be. Another crisis in the making. Okay. So what is it, Tataru? It's possibly a primal. A messenger from the Twin Adders came to the Waking Sands while you were in Corvus. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the Ixal have summoned Garuda again? Or mayhap Imperial force has been sighted within the Shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do to aid. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Serenia. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there's truth in my suspicion, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Oriange says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Moggles got beyond such follies. Moggles got? Moogles? Suffice it to say, the disturbance warrants a full investigation. Thy presence has been requested by Commander Helior. Here awaited thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania, Serenia. Ida and Papalimo will wander with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Okay, I want to have that fully in the next episode? Maybe the one after. We will see. But not this episode anymore anyway. So, since the episode is rather short at this time, I think I hang a little something else on. A little side quest series. Well, no, not the entire series, the first step I found. And it begins here back in Mordona in the camp of the Sons of Saint Koinak of errant epistles. 7 hells, are those bloody furballs blind? Scarnfrust sin, not Scarnfrust sin. It's clear as day. Pardon me. The Moogle meant no harm, I'm sure, but this marks the 3rd time the passing fortnight I found myself in possession of a delivery intended for another. I do not expect all Moogles to be well versed in Rogadin naming conventions, but when they are unsure of the intended recipient, could they at least have a courtesy to ask before dumping it off and flitting away unseen? Look closely here. This missive is clearly marked for my brother, Wisflo Scarnfrust Sin. He makes his home in Limsa and serves as on guard duty at the Octant more often than not. So yeah, she's female. I've a mind to send the letter right back where it came from, but my confidence in those furbals rests thin. I put my trust in them, and I'd not be surprised to see the letter end up in the hands of one-eyed Hillfear himself. Perhaps you could deliver the letter to Whisflow the next time your travels take you to Limsa, and tell him that though his sister would never think of reading his mail, she thinks he could do much better for himself than some vapid tavern wench. She would never think of reading it, huh? Money sellers. Probably a bot. If you're lost, you'd best get found, and quickly. The streets of Limsa aren't known to be kind to lubbers and loiterers. I got a letter for you. A letter for me, delivered to my sister of all people. Well, isn't that just bloody brilliant? Perhaps next time those bloody furballs could just forward all my personal correspondence to the Admiral herself. I dare say the consequences would be less dire. 100,000 apologies, my good sir. I'm most profusely, profoundly sorry for the terrible inconvenience I have caused. You may rest assured that the offending Moogle has been flogged several times with a large harbor herring as due punishment for his negligence. You have my word that the delivery Moogles shall double, we triple even our efforts to ensure that no precious parcel or missive ever again goes astray. Behold, for I shall now perform for you the Moogle dance of inimitable integrity. Settle your wings, my Moogle friend. I don't believe it will be necessary. And by that I mean, for the love of the gods, just don't. Wait a bleeding minute. Am I to believe I'm talking to a Moogle in the flesh? Well, if this isn't a rare occasion. And Lim take me if you're not a cute little bugger. Just moments ago I'd have a mind to wring the incompetent courier's neck. But I'm not so petty a man as to vent my frustration on a defenseless ball of fur. Besides, how can I hold it against you, what with the population of the realm burgeoning of late? I'd be lying if I said myself I didn't have trouble keeping names and faces straight. Anyway, what's-her-face here was kind enough to deliver my letter, and I have your word that no more mistakes will be made. As far as I'm concerned, this is all water under the bridge. Oh, you're too kind. The kindest, good sir. As for you, my adventuring friend, I dare say you'd make a superlative delivery aura if you put your mind to it. Traveling to far-flung lands, rekindling old friendships and cultivating new ones, staying abreast of the latest happenings in the realm. Why, if there's a more fulfilling career to be had, I know not of it. So, what say you, Kupo? Not really? No? Splendid answer. You did say yes, right? My ears are covered with fur, you know, see? Anyhow, in recognition of your effort on behalf of your friend Whisflow, I hereby waive a stringent screening examination typically administered to those who would join our ranks. Welcome aboard. I see. I'm the Deputy Postmoogle in charge of tutelage and training. In other words, your superior. As such, you will address me with due respect and follow each and every one of my instructions to the letter. No pun intended. Are we understood, Kupo? Of course we are. Now allow me to explain your duties. When you see me floating about in the vicinity of where we now stand, you may take this as a sign I have one or more letters that I cannot be bothered that I have deemed suitable for your training. Approach me and declare your readiness for a task, and I will entrust one of the said letters to you, along with the directions for its delivery. And so your journey begins, Kupo. Mind you, until you prove yourself, I will be overseeing all your deliveries to ensure you do not shirk or slack in your duties. Not that a dutiful delivery hour like you would ever even consider such a thing, yes? Okay. I guess Become a postwoman now? Carrier unlocked. Question mark? You're now able to undertake delivery quest. So yeah, when I have an episode that's somehow too short, when I have reasons not to go overboard, I guess I put a post-moogle quest in there or something along those lines. Maybe I eventually make an episode where I just go through more of these quests. Also, when you now talk to the normal postmoogles that deliver your mail, you are actually recognized as a mail carrier and addressed according to your rank in this quest lineup. So, fun in that. And with that, I end this episode. Until next time, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.